The holographic display flickered to life in the center of the Galactic Council's grand chamber, casting blue light across the assembled representatives of 47 species. Ambassador Kethvar of the Hegemony straightened his serpentine form as the transmission stabilized, revealing the familiar blue-green marble that had become the source of so much inconvenience. "Earth," he announced to the Council, his voice carrying the weight of centuries of diplomatic protocol. "The upstart. Species that refuses to acknowledge galactic law." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. The humans had been discovered only 50 cycles ago, yet their rapid expansion across nearby systems had already disrupted 3 established trade routes and challenged 2 territorial claims. Most disturbing of all, they had ignored every attempt at first contact. "The situation has escalated," continued Kethvar, manipulating the display to show human settlements across 17 star systems. They construct military installations on contested worlds. They mine resources without permits. They establish colonies without filing territorial claims. When our patrol fleets approach, they ignore us. High Chancellor Vexathul, whose crystalline exoskeleton reflected the chamber's lights in prismatic patterns, leaned forward. "Ignore? Surely you mean they respond with hostility?" "No, Excellence, they simply carry on as if we don't exist." The admission sent a chill through the assembly. In the 10,000 cycles since the Council's formation, no species had ever simply ignored them. Fear, anger, submission, negotiation, these were the expected responses. But indifference? This was unprecedented. "Perhaps," suggested Ambassador Quellen of the Trade Federation, her forearms gesturing gracefully, "they lack the technology to detect our communications." Kethavar's laugh was bitter. "They intercepted our quantum-encrypted diplomatic channels 3 cycles ago. Not to respond, Excellence, to study our language. They learned Galactic Standard in 47 rotations and then went back to ignoring us." The implications hung heavy in the chamber's recycled atmosphere. A species that could crack quantum encryption in less than 50 rotations was not primitive. A species that chose to ignore the Council afterward was something else entirely. Fleet Admiral Zorvak of the military caste stood, his massive frame casting shadows across the holographic Earth. "We have attempted to board their vessels for standard inspections. They do not flee. They do not fight. They continue their operations, while our boarding parties find themselves unable to proceed." "Unable how?" demanded Chancellor Vexthul. "Their ships appear to be constructed from materials that resist our cutting tools. Their hulls are smooth metal, but scanners reveal internal structures that shouldn't be possible. Corridors that extend further than the ship's exterior dimensions. Gravity that flows in patterns our physicists cannot explain." Ambassador Threnke of the Science Collective spoke for the first time, her melodious voice carrying undertones of genuine curiosity mixed with unease. "We have analyzed the energy signatures from their vessels. The power sources are significant. Each of their frigates outputs more energy than our dreadnoughts." The chamber fell silent. "That," said Chancellor Vexthul slowly, "is impossible." "Yes, Excellence, and yet." Kethvar manipulated the display again, showing long-range scans of the human homeworld. "Earth's energy output has increased by 4,000% in the last cycle. They appear to have constructed a sphere around their star." Gasps echoed through the chamber. A Dyson sphere was theoretical technology, discussed in academic circles, but never successfully implemented by any Council species. "Surely," whispered Ambassador Quellen, "they cannot have achieved faster-than-light communication?" "They have. Their response time to events across their space suggests instantaneous coordination across distances that should require several rotations for light-speed communication." The weight of revelation settled over the assembly, like a suffocating blanket. They were not dealing with a primitive species stumbling into galactic politics. They were dealing with a civilization that had quietly surpassed every technological achievement of the Council. "What do they want?" asked Chancellor Vexthul. "Unknown, Excellence. They have made no demands. They have issued no statements. They simply Expand. Fleet Admiral Zorvak activated his personal display, showing tactical projections. Our analysts believe we are observing a post-scarcity civilization in its expansion phase. They appear to have unlimited energy, materials, and manufacturing capacity. They are not competing with us. They are operating on a scale where we are irrelevant. The word hung in the air like a death sentence. Recommendations? Chancellor Vex Thul's voice barely registered above the chamber's life support systems. We have prepared a formal demand for submission, Kethvar said, though his confidence had evaporated. A final ultimatum requiring them to acknowledge council authority and submit to galactic law. And if they ignore this as they have everything else? The question no one wanted to answer echoed through the vast chamber. Ambassador Threnki spoke softly. Our scouts report massive construction projects throughout human space. Structures the size of moons, ships the size of asteroids. They are building something, Excellences. Something vast. Military installations? Unknown. The energy signatures are unprecedented. Chancellor Vexthul stood, her crystalline form refracting the holographic light of Earth into scattered rainbows. Send the demand. Give them one. Cycle to respond. The transmission was sent across the void, carrying the weight of galactic authority built over 10 millennia of diplomatic tradition. Earth's response arrived exactly one rotation later. It was not words. It was not a diplomatic note. It was not even a rejection. It was a star chart. The chart showed council space in perfect detail. Every world, every station, every fleet position. At the bottom, in precise galactic standard, was a single line of text. We know where you are. Below that, arrival times for every human fleet, already en route to council space. The humans had not been ignoring the council at all. They had been preparing.